Myself Jignasa Gohil, and I am going to explain here about the whole practice and part practice in practice condition. So first of all, what is the whole practice and what is the part practice? So in whole practice, we perform task as a whole from beginning to end. So in whole practice, we can't broken down the task as a different components. Okay, so this is the whole practice. Whole practice tends to be work well with the continuous tasks such as walking, bike riding, running. So in this type of task, we are giving whole practice. And at the other side, in the part practice is possible when tasks can be broken down into the discrete components and each part can practice separately. So this is the part practice. Whenever we are giving part practice to the patients, it should be at a task level, not at the movement level. So parts are as a task, not as a movement. Okay. What happens in our clinical setup? The patient comes us to improve their functional ADLs, to improve their basic motor skills. Okay, like walking, running, cooking, eating in terms of take a bite from these two mouth. Okay, and what we are giving treatment, we are giving them active passive range of motion exercises, like we are practicing um, flexion, extension, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. So by practicing these movements only, how patient can reflect it in the task without to feel the context of the task, without feel the environment of the task, patient can't able to learn the whole task with this movement only. Okay. So whenever we are giving a part practice, so it should be at the task level, not at the movement level. So next the question arises that when we use the part practice and when we use the whole practice. Okay. So as soon as possible we start the whole practice because we want to learn task as a whole, not as a part. Okay. So whenever we are giving a treatment, so as soon as possible, start the whole practice. Okay. But the task is the more complex. Number of the parts in the task is the more. Attention require more. And patient can't able to manage the whole task at the one point. So at that time, we start with the part practice. And after a part practice, we club the part and start with the whole practice. And the part practice transfer into the whole practice. Take an example like if patient want to drink water from a glass. Okay. So what patient can do? Patient just grasp the glass and they drink the water. So in this task, number of the part is less. Okay, and attention requirement is also less. So in this type of task, we start with the whole practice. Grasp the glass, drink the water. Grasp the glass and drink the water. Okay, practicing like that. And what happened in part practice? The different. I will give you different tasks like open the cap of the bottle and then pour the bottle pour the glass sorry pour the water from the bottle to glass and then the drink of water. So in this type of task we can go with the part practice. If patient can't able to do whole practice, then start with the part practice. We perform practice as a part, like open the cap of the bottle, then give other part like pour the water from bottle to glass, then drink the water. Likewise, okay. So this is the whole practice and the part practice. Another example of the whole practice and part practice is the walk is the walking. Now think that you are giving a part practice in the walking. How you are giving a part practice in the walking? You uh, broken down the task into stance phase, and in this swing phase we are practicing swing phase, swing phase, swing phase, and separately practicing stance phase, stance phase, stance phase. Okay, so whenever patient is tried to walk, it cannot reflect in the task. Okay, so if you want to improve the walking, you should start to walking as a whole, not as a part. So this is the example of the whole practice. Now the patient is in supine line and patient want to go outside. Okay. So in this type of task, we start with the part practice because the number of the parts in this task is more. Parts is like supine to sit, sit to stand, and patient have to walk and then open the door and to go outside. Okay. So in this type of task, number of the parts are more. So start with the part practice. But as soon as possible, the part practice should be transferred into the whole practice. So by clubbing the parts, we go with the whole practice. So talking about the which one is the better, whole practice or the part practice. So many evidences are suggest that the whole practice is the more superior than the part practice because we want to improve our task, our learning as a whole, not as a part. So whole practice is the more superior than the part practice. Here you can see an interesting image. At the one side you can see the part of the bicycle, and at the another side you can see the whole bicycle. Okay, and now I'm telling you that do bicycling with the parts of the bicycle. Can you do bicycling with the parts only? Obvious no. So if you want to do bicycling, you must have a whole bicycle. So same as in our scenario, if we want to improve our functional task as a whole, so we have to start with the whole practice. So as possible, we have to start with the whole practice. If we are giving a part practice and we are delaying the transfer part practice to whole practice, so it will affect learning. It not enhance the learning. So here the one systematic review is there, which in this author say that to conclude that the whole practice improve immediate performance of the skill after a period of training. Learners with the higher skill level are assumed to benefit less from a part practice schedule. So whole practice is the superior than the part practice. So at the last, I would like to say that as a physiotherapist, our main role is to improve functional ADLs, improve quality of the life of the patients. So whatever the treatment, whatever the practice we are choosing for the patient, it should be meaningful. It should be reflect in the patient's daily activity. Okay. So by getting knowledge about the different practice condition, in which situation, which practice will be used. So by getting this knowledge, we can use these practice conditions and implicate it in the clinical practice and enhance the motor learning and the improve the quality of the life of the patient. Thank you.